this video. In this video, I am going to be going over calculations in Biology GCSE. Now, these kind of questions tend to be application questions. So you can see here, this is AO2 from the assessment objectives. Assessment objective 2, which is to apply knowledge and understanding of scientific ideas, scientific inquiry, techniques, and procedures. So in this video, I'll be mainly going over that application part of it. Which I hope will be useful to you. Now, the questions that I will go over in this video are combined science papers, but if you are taking Biology GCSE triple, that's also fine. This also still applies to you. So let's take a look at this question. Body mass index, BMI, is one measure of obesity. BMI is calculated using the equation BMI equals to body mass in kg over height in meters, and this is in brackets squared. Table 1 shows how BMI is used to describe an adult's BMI category, and you've got the table here with all the categories and the values listed on the left. A person is 1.64 meters tall and has a mass of 69 kg. So I will underline this new information that we have been given here because it's key. And then let's have a look. Determine the BMI category for this person. Use the BMI equation and table 1. So we have to use this equation here, and we are given everything. So we are given the height in meters, which is 1.64, and we are given the body mass in kg, which is 69. So all we have to do is substitute this. So let me just write this down. So you've got the mass, I'm just going to write it short, over the height, and this value is squared. Okay, this value is squared. So all we do is we do 69, which is the mass, over 1.64 squared. Okay, so let's have a look. I will be using this calculator on my computer, but be sure you are using your calculator that you have on hand to do this to see if you can do it. Okay, so I will just do 1.64 and I will square it. I've got a scientific calculator on here, so I will square that, and that is 2.6896. Okay, and then I've got body mass in kg, which is 69. Okay, so I will do 69 over this number here. Okay, right, so let's do that. 69 divided by 2.6896, okay, and that is a very long number right there, but I will just write a few of the numbers. 25.654372, and then I'll just write ... okay, because that number is very long. Right, so then we're asked to determine the BMI category. So this is the BMI value, okay. If we just round it to one decimal place, because you can see on here we've got like one decimal place, so we'll just have a look at what it is. 25, just round it, 25.7, that is what it is around, and that is within the overweight category. So you've got to read the question carefully because a lot of students tend to get this wrong. As simple as it sounds, you get the value and then you have to write the category here. So what students might do is write the value. No, you make sure that you read the question carefully and look at what you're answering. Okay, so you just write overweight on that. Okay, right, so, and that is our question answered. Let's have a look at the mark scheme, and that is exactly what they have done here. So they've done 69 over 2.6896, and then you've got this, I've just rounded it to 25.7, and then the BMI value must be consistent with the category that they have chosen. So you still have a chance to get the marks here. For example, if you get the wrong BMI category, but then you choose you get the wrong BMI value, like say I get 18.5 and I choose healthy weight, and the examiner sees that, I can still get a mark for that, but I wouldn't get the mark on the calculation bit with the BMI. So those are the ways that you can get your marks. You can see here that this is AO2, so it is application. You are taking that information and you're using your scientific knowledge, your scientific understanding to carry out this process and to use that formula that was given to you. So to apply that formula in that sense. And then you've got the to get the category out of it. So that is AO3, which is to analyze information and ideas, to interpret and evaluate, make judgments, draw conclusions, develop and improve experimental procedures. So essentially, once you have calculated your BMI, you are interpreting what that category would be. You are making a judgment on what the category would be. So that is why it's AO3. Right, let's move on to the next question. So that is from the same paper. Okay, that's why I put it under it. So you've got scientists estimate that 17% of the UK population have athlete's foot. The estimated UK population is this value here. Calculate how many people are estimated to have athlete's foot. Okay, so all you have to do, very simple, straightforward, is you need to use the decimal of this percentage. Okay, and that is 0.17. That is what it is as an integer, not as a percentage. So you're making that into a number, and then you times that by the population, which is 961 and 900. Okay, and then you just put that into your calculator. So I'm going to be using this calculator again, and that is 0.17 times by this number. Make sure that when you're doing this in the exam, you are being very careful not to get any numbers wrong. Okay, because as simple as this question sounds, it's very easy to get it wrong for the simplest of mistakes. Okay. So of this whole population here, 17% are estimated to have athlete's foot, and then you see if it makes sense. This is like around 12 million if we round it, and this is 68 million if we round it. Okay, if we round it to two significant figures. So does that make sense? You have to think to yourself after you've calculated the answer. That is a tip that students need to have. So you would write this value here. All right, so let's have a look at the mark scheme, and that is exactly what we have here, right? And they have allowed you to round it to 6 significant figures here, and you'd still get the mark, and you get the mark for writing this down as well. You could have written 17 over 100, which would give you and times it by that, which would give you this value. Okay, right, so let's move on to the next question, application question. By the way, I hope that you are pausing the video and making sure that you can have a go at it before I go over the answer. So it will be very useful for you if you do that. If you have a look at the question, you pause the video and you see if you can work it out. Okay, so this is combined science question paper from June 2022. So you've got a graph here. Don't be overwhelmed with the amount of information here. Simply just break down what is in the question, what are they showing you, and things like that. So figure 10 is repeated below. It must have been somewhat early in the question, so don't worry about that. But here is figure 10, and then you've got the key. This tells you what information is being shown on the graph. So new male cases would be on here, for example, the shaded bars. New female cases would be the unshaded bars, and then you've got the number of males with skin cancer per 100,000 people. So that is like kind of like an estimate, a ratio that they are giving you there. And you can see that at the different points, okay, from the different age groups. And the same with number of females with skin cancer per 100,000. So the question is, the estimated population of males aged 80 to 84 years was 694,000. Calculate the number of males aged 80 to 84 years with skin cancer in that year. Use figure 10. So we are told that the population, the estimated population is, in total, is 694,000. So you can think of this as like a pie. So this is the population of people that make up this number here, okay, 694,000. And then a small percentage of those people have are estimated to have skin cancer, okay? So we want to know what the ratio is. What would be that small amount, okay, of people that would have skin cancer? That is how you can think of it. So use figure 10 for this. So you have to use figure 10 for this and give your answer to 3 significant figures. So we have to make sure that our final answer has this term to it, okay? So it has been rounded to 3 significant figures. Right, so you simply go up to 80 to 84. We're not looking at anything else on this graph, nothing else, okay, because that will confuse you. Calculate the number of males, 80 to 84, okay? So here you've got the values of the number of people. So you're not looking at this, you're looking at this, because this is the number of new cases of skin cancer. Don't be confused. This is the number of people with skin cancer per 100,000 population. So they're asking you with skin cancer in that year. So this is the one that you have to look at, okay? So we go to the right and you just read off the graph, okay? So that would be the midpoint of that bar range here. So you've got this 80 to 84, that range, okay, within the graph. That would be the midpoint of that. So that would be around here, okay? You go up, and that is my point right there. You read it off the graph, and you have to see what it is. So, oh, that is wrong. Okay, so make sure you don't miss out each of the dashes. I like to do dashes so that I know where I'm reading off, like what my value is. So this would be 100, and what would it be? So you've got five squares here, so that is 20 in total. So from 100 to 120, that is 20. So that means that each small square would be 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So we're going up in 4s here, okay? So I'm just going to write that out really quickly here, okay? And I'll write each of them. So that would be 104. Okay, that's not very clear, but that will do. What is happening? Okay, so let me make that a bit more clearer. So we've got 104, 108. Okay, so that would be that one. 108, and then you've got 100, 112, and then you've got 116. Okay, so that point lines up to 116. Okay, 116. So that is the number of people with skin cancer per 100,000 of population. So 116 people, okay, with skin cancer. These are males, 80 to 84 years of age. Okay, 100,000 population. Okay, so for every 100,000 within this population, 116 will have are estimated to have skin cancer according to this ratio. Okay, so the population is this. Okay, so I will write it on here. The overall population is 694,000. Okay, so what we have to do here, the way that I'd like to do this is I like to get it to so let me make a bit more space here, and then I'll show you. So okay, they are wanting us to get the number of males from that population using that ratio. So this is unknown to us right now. Okay, we don't know what that is. We want to know from this ratio and compare it to this to find out what that value is. So let me just write 1 here, okay, and then I also don't know what that value is. The way that I like to do this is to divide by 100,000. That is always simple. You take it to the value of 1, and then you can multiply by 694,000 to get your value. Okay, I will just move this to the side so we can do all those calculations. Whoops, what is going on there? Okay. No. No. Okay. Can I move this? Yes. Right, so I need to find out what this is, okay? I need to find out what this is. So whatever you do to one side, you've got to do to the other in ratios, okay? So we're not going to have a look at this right now. Okay, we're not going to have a look at this. Whoops. Oh man, what is going on today? So we're not having a look at this bottom line here. We are having a look at just this first line and the second line, okay? So we are doing 100, so we did 100,000 divided by 100,000 to give us 1. So we have to do 116 divided by 100,000 here, okay? So divided by 100,000, because remember, like I said, whatever you do to one side, you've got to do to the other. So let's do that and see what it is. So 116 divided by, oh, I need to clear my calculator. 116 divided by 100,000, okay, and that is, let's put my value as a, okay, that is 0.00116, and then I have to, whatever I've done to this side, I've got to multiply to the, I've got to do the same to the other side, so I've got to do 694,000 times by 694,000, and let's see, 694,000, and see what it is, and that is 0.04. Okay, can you have 805.04 people? No, you cannot. You can only have 805 people. Okay, we do not round that up because of that 0 there, so we just put that, and that is what they've asked us to do in the question anyways. So they've asked us to give the answer to 3 significant figures. So you go up to 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then that is 0, so that we'll just keep that as 805. So that is 805 people out of that population will have skin cancer. So that is 805, and this is 694,000 people in total. So these people have so these are with skin cancer. Okay, right, so you make sure that you do your working out in here. Okay, I'll just write the answer. So that is 805. Let's have a look at the mark scheme. Okay, so that is what they have done here. But I've just shown you as a ratio how they have done this. You can also do this calculation here. Right, so 805.04, and this is 805. Right, so next question, we've got a Biology November 2021 paper. Okay, and this is combined science as well. And that is the last thing we have for today. So well done for making it this far. If you have, here's a reminder to subscribe, I guess, to my channel if you enjoy these videos and if they are useful to you. Right, so table 1 shows the results. I didn't put whatever was before that because it wouldn't be really relevant. Distance of pondweed from lamp in centimeters. So you need to know the about the pondweed photosynthesis experiment. You can have a look at that and then come back to this question if you want to build that scientific knowledge and understanding before we apply the information. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please do study the pondweed photosynthesis experiment. Practical would be better to say that way. Right, so you've got the distance of pondweed from the lamp in centimeters. That is given here, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So that is increasing by equal amounts of 10 centimeters every time. Number of bubbles of gas produced in 5 minutes. Okay, so if you remember this, we've got what is the photosynthesis equation? That is carbon dioxide, okay, plus water gives, what does it give? Glucose plus oxygen. Okay, did you remember that or not? If not, you do need to revise this. Right, so number of bubbles of gas produced in 5 minutes. Now, the gas that is being produced here is oxygen. Whoops, not this again. So it is oxygen. These gas bubbles are oxygen, right? And you've got it here that 10 centimeters, when it's really close to the lamp, it's 120 bubbles of gas, but when it goes up to 50, it decreases. So you can see a decreasing pattern in here. Let's have a look at what the question is now. So calculate the rate of photosynthesis when the pondweed was 40 centimeters from the lamp. So we are simply looking at this line here and nothing else. Okay, nothing else. So give the rate of photosynthesis as the number of bubbles of gas produced per minute. So per minute. So this is in 5 minutes if you have a look on here. Number of bubbles of gas produced in 5 minutes. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same ratio thing that we did before. So 16 bubbles, okay, in 5 minutes. Okay, how much was it in 1 minute? Because we want to know, right? We want to know the number of bubbles of gas produced per minute. So we want the average over 1 minute. What is it in 1 minute? Okay, so we are dividing by 5 here. So we have to do the same to the other side. This is basically ratio. Divide by 5. Okay, so my answer will be 16 over 5, which is, okay, so let's use the calculator again. And that is 3.2, okay, bubbles in 1 minute. So that is 3.2 bubbles in 1 minute. Okay, and that is my rate. So make sure you do your working out here. I'm just not doing it so I have more space to explain the answer to the question.